was expecting. Can I see one?
No.
What's that for?
Make sure he's dead.
Sheriff. What happened?
No ID, no fingerprints in the system. For now, she's a Jane Doe.
He needs my help right now. 11 o'clock, I'm all yours. Subject is in her mid to late 20s. Hair brown.
Flood warning now.
Eyes gray.
What happened to you?
First, they bound her. Then they ripped out her tongue, poisoned her, paralyzed her, forced her to swallow the cloth. What is that? Dad?
No one could see what we have seen.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 23 of 31 Days of Monsters. I am your horrible host, Graham Nolan, and today we're talking about the Autopsy of Jane Doe. This movie is bonkers. I love when there's new stuff on the list each year that I have not seen before that turn out to be really good gems. You know, this is one of them. I've been wanting to talk about this one for a while. This movie starts off as a police procedural film. You know, there's a family that's murdered. In the investigation, they find another body dug up on the property that doesn't seem to have any connection to the murders themselves. So the police take the body to the local morgue, which, by the way, is like the creepiest morgue ever. It's like in this old house, and it's underground in a basement. But be that as it may, then we meet Brian Cox and Emil Hirsch, a father and son who run this mortuary. And then it becomes a relationship film. You know, we're getting to know these two and their relationship together. Brian Cox's wife has passed away somewhat recently. And his son knows his dad is, like, you know, burying himself in his work, trying to, you know, get over the death of his wife. Emil has a girlfriend who is trying to get him out, you know, but he feels obligated to his dad. So they've got this really great relationship. And the dad is trying to teach him the ins and outs of working in a morgue. So they bring this body in, and then it becomes a mystery, because they start discovering stuff about this body that they really can't find answers to. Things that we saw in the trailers, things that were done to this body, but there's no exterior trauma that would have allowed that to happen. For example, the lungs are all burnt, you know, but there's no burning, there's no hair loss, there's no nothing on the body, and they're trying to figure that out. And you, as the viewer, are trying to figure it out. Well, what is this? Where is this going? And then it goes off the rails. You know, now we have a supernatural element, and we have a witchcraft element which comes into it, and that's when the movie gets really, really crazy and creepy and scary. There's some great pathos in it too. I won't tell you what happens here, in case anybody's rewatching this thing that hasn't seen it yet. But yeah, I give this movie high marks. The director, let me see if I can pronounce his name right. Andre Ovredal. And it's like one of those Swedish O's with a line across it. I'm not sure how that pronunciation is on that, but Andre Overdahl directed this. He did Troll Hunter, and most recently he did The Last Voyage of the Demeter, which I've been wanting to see, but I was afraid it was going to go all woke on me, and so I didn't want to see it in the theater. So I'm waiting for that to stream. But I've heard some decent things about it. I heard it was pretty good, and that the Dracula character is cool in it. But I'm going to give that one a shot, and maybe we'll stick that on the list for next year. I haven't seen Troll Hunter. I've heard things about it, but after seeing this movie and liking it so much, I might give it a shot just because maybe the director, um, you know, isn't just a one-trick pony. Maybe he's good. So I'll give that one a whirl. Um, what else? What else? I think I told you basically the plot of this thing. Effects are great. Music is good. Cinematography is great. Brian Cox is wonderful. He's wonderful in everything. And Emil Hirsch, I have to say, I really like him in everything I've seen too. Uh, was it 13 Hours he was in? Speed Racer. That's an underrated film, by the way. That was one I had no intention of seeing. And then it happened to be on HBO one day and I started watching it. I'm like, wow, this movie's actually a lot of fun. So anyway, that's where we're at with this. Let me see. What do we got for tomorrow? Tomorrow is Phase 4. Okay, Phase 4. Somebody had suggested that one. Another one I haven't seen. It's an older one, 1977. Sort of an, I don't know if it's an eco terror movie, but it has to do with ants. And ants getting a brain collective or something like that, and gathering together, and they're going to take over the world or something like that. I don't know. The interesting thing for me for this film, this one I started looking into it, is it was directed by Saul Bass. Never directed anything before, but Saul Bass, you've seen his work because he was one of the premier designers in the 50s and 60s. Title designs for Alfred Hitchcock and other classic films. The title designs that come up in the beginning of the film. He was a master of all that stuff. So anyway, I'll be interested to see the visuals in this from a guy whose training is as a designer. As a story, as a movie, well, we'll find out tomorrow, won't we? So let's see who is here today. Let's see who's first in. Cigar Gangster is the first one up today. Beautiful. Dan Genovese is here. Snowman is here. Don Perkage. Good morning, Don. I don't think we've seen you this year, have we? Fearless Freep. JP Roca. Man of War 665. It's Not Important is here. Marcus Kellegrew. Rob Fellows and his daily quote. Whatever the hell happened in here, we are way past possible. Yeah. When they're trying to figure out what's going on, he says that's not possible. And he says, well, whatever the hell happened in here, we're way past possible. It's a good line. It's an excellent line. Jake Blues is here. Stippling Vaughn. He wants to know what everybody's dog is dressed as this Halloween. Mine is a shark. I don't know what we're gonna do Pumpkin as. We haven't we don't have a costume for her yet. Raven Saber is here. A leg kick one. Kenneth Feige. Good morning. Good morning. JP Roca. So if Jane makes it to basement where the cop found her, and then to the morgue, and she kills everyone she comes into contact with, how did she get to the house from Salem in the first place? And why did she not kill the cop in transit to the morgue? I don't know. But solid question. Cigar Gangster agrees that Brian Cox is a solid actor. I've not seen him give a bad performance. Yeah, I like that guy. He's like one of those old school character actors. Dr. Mask really enjoyed this movie. Oh, maybe here's our answer, JP. Danky Frankie says this is one of those rare movies that pulls off not answering everything and still satisfies. JP says Last Voyage is good. All right. And Rob says Troll Hunter is great, but quite different. All right, that's good to know. And Snowman did not do his homework. I've never seen this movie. I'm going to have to check it out. Jake Blues says Hearst was great in The Girl Next Door. Never saw that one. Tomorrow's movie, Phase 4, Dr. Mask reminds us not to be confused with Marvel Phase 4. And I'm thinking of it. Please hit the like button, guys. Looks like we got about 34 people in here and only 4 likes. Please hit the like button. Help me monetize and help me to get those algorithms going for our channel. Dennis Shoemate says, good morning. Got to watch this one. Looks creepy as hell. You mean did not get to watch it? Looks creepy as hell? Chris Thacker is here. Perth Comics. Hi, Graham Nolan. Got any Chinook brew left? No. I might have 1 can left in my fridge, but I'm not sure. That beer aged really well because it was an imperial stout, so you know it actually can age in the can. It won't go bad. And I had one like a year and a half after they were brewed, and it was really good. Oh, we're all about forgiveness here, Snowman. Don't worry about it. Cheers to you, Perth Comics. Okay. Oh, Rob says full praise to the actress playing Jane, but I have no sympathy for the character's sadistic motivations. Yeah, the director said that the actress who played Jane had the hardest job on the set because she had to, keep her eyes open, not move, not breathe, and she had to do it entirely naked. Um, she was a model, and didn't have a problem being nude, and she, I guess, alleviated some of the awkwardness on the set. She did a good job with that. But yeah, I imagine that would be a tough role to do. Just lay there. Brian G says, love the atmosphere and acting was good, but has the same lazy ending that most modern horror movies do now. I would have to agree with that. It's really not an ending. It's more like they make these things so that they can make a sequel to them without having a satisfying ending. So I'm in complete agreement with that. I like a movie that has a definite ending. You've heard me talk about The Exorcist. Now, yes, they did make plenty of sequels following it, but they didn't leave it open for a sequel. They ended that thing flat out. The good guys won, and that's one of the things I love about that movie. Commit to your ending, tell your story, end it. And if you're going to end it on a dour note, that's fine too. If that's your story, do that. It doesn't have to be a happy, but the ringing of the bell and all of that. So, ooh, look, who's next? that type of thing. Just, it is weak. I agree. Chris Thacker wants to know, ET on Ghost, just a ballpark? Yankee Stadium. There we go. There's a ballpark. Um, I'm working on the last, I think I have only 5 more pages left of the main story. I have 2 pages of the epilogue to do, and then the interior is done. The challenge coins have been ordered. They're in. The shirts are in, or will be in within the next week. So I'm getting all the stuff lined up that goes with the campaign, so that once the pages are done, then they'll go to the letterer. So there's a lot of moving parts, Chris. I don't know. I'm hoping to get it, printed before the year's end. That's for sure. But I'm not sure if that's going to pan out. We'll see. But I keep everybody updated on where we're at. Right now, the slog is getting the pages done. I don't want to rush anything, particularly as you get to the end. A lot of times you'll see a story and you'll see the artwork start off, oh, this is great. And then you'll get to the end, you can realize, okay, this guy's up against the deadline. And I don't want that. So these last 5 pages, I'm going to take whatever time I need to do it, so that they look as good as the first page, that kind of stuff. That's the advantage of doing what we're doing and not working on predetermined periodical deadlines. It's about the project. It's about getting it right. And so that's my focus. And, I got my nose to the grindstone working on it. And get it done just as soon as humanly possible. The scene where the map was found inside the skin was very creepy. Yeah, that was. I was like, what? What the hell? Thank you, Frankie. Liked this ending. They tricked me, but it worked. I want to know what happens next. I asked because I have add-ons of Alien Alamo and the Shinu that I want to read. Oh, I understand. I understand. Yeah, a couple things put us behind on Ghosts. Because every one of my books have always fulfilled right on time. Ghosts is running a little late because of having to put out Joe Frankenstein 1 and 2, which I wasn't anticipating when I launched Ghost. But then as I got into the story, I realized I really need to get this out there first before people read Ghosts. So that had to get, bumped up to the front. So that put me back a couple months with those 2 campaigns. And then my surgery knocked me out for a while. Today's the 2-week mark, and I'm feeling great. I'm back way ahead of schedule. I've been working, and I'm going to start resuming some of my YouTube shows this week. In fact, I'll be showcasing Howard Shakin's new book on Wednesday night at 8. And this one looks like a hoot. Just, 2-fisted action. So yeah, tune in for that. So tomorrow, guys, we've got phase 4. This one is, I believe, on, where did I see it? Is it Amazon? Or it's somewhere where you can watch it for free. So just do a search for it. And if you can't find it, try the Internet Archives, because that seems to be a really good resource. But so we'll keep our fingers crossed that that's a good one tomorrow. And I guess that's about it. Yeah. So I hope you guys have a great Monday. And we'll see you tomorrow, our same bad time of 8 o'clock in the morning. Till then, have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.